Hello everybody, this is BLAM Games. This is my first ever video on YouTube, and I hope that whoever subscribes, what the future entails, who knows, but I hope that I can look at this video like 2 years from now, and on this exact day, on April 2nd, I can look back on this day and just enjoy what I first made here on YouTube. Now, a little bit about myself. I am a college student. I do school and work at the same time. So hobbies are very limited to me. And I thought that making YouTube videos would be a fun hobby. So let's see where this goes. So what is this channel gonna have? Well, this channel is just about literally just a random guy talking. That's all it is, with amazing gameplay. As you can see, I played I Am Bread. This is me. I am that terrible at this game. So I thought that this would be a great segue to what today's video would be about, and that is sliced bread. Now you may be thinking, what the fuck? Like, what is wrong with this dude? He's talking about bread on his first video? What's going on here? We'll talk about Trump or talk about this. You know what? I don't want to talk about that. I want to have fun on this channel, you know? Politics only if severely wanted to be talked about or severely needed. But at this point, I don't like talking about politics. I am not I'm not one of those YouTubers that love to bring in politics and love to bring in their political views, because I think political stuff is very personal and it's not fun. You on YouTube are here to enjoy yourself and not to have an aneurysm because someone disagrees with you. Anyway, sliced bread. Who would have thought that it would have such a big impact in our lives, right? So you're probably thinking, well, what the hell is so important about sliced bread? Well, I'll tell you in this video. So, first things first, a little history on sliced bread. And yes, I actually did the research. I do have nothing going on today. And yes, I am not busy today. It's a Sunday. Things are slow. Nothing's going on. I ain't got no homework to do. So yeah. Anyway, sliced bread. It was first sold in 1928. Alright? 1928. That is over 100 years ago. That is insane. Now, I love the phrase, greatest thing since sliced bread. That is, I think, one of the greatest phrases ever. And it's because people will look at, say we find a cure for cancer. People are still going to describe that cure. Oh, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Nothing will ever top sliced bread for some reason. And so why do we respect sliced bread so much? Why? What's the big deal with it? Well, I found out that sliced bread was made by a man named Otto Rohwedder. All right, this guy is dope. All right, he spent over 20 years developing a bread slicing machine. I'm not kidding you. His first ever bread slicing machine was in 1912. All right, and it was destroyed in a fire. 1928 comes. He finally had a fully working sliced bread machine, and the first bread company that got their hands on it just fucking soared. Like, they were on board with this thing. They were shitting out bread like a tin. They were pumping out bread like shit through a tin horn, like crazy. They love this shit, right? And so, why is this important? I think the reason why sliced bread is so important is it really shows you an example of production and how human innovation has come so far. And I know that all of you must be thinking I'm completely ridiculous for even saying something like this, but hear me out here. You look at those old photos, right, of Italian immigrants I would know because I am one. The Irish immigrants, all the European immigrants that came through this country, right? You see, they couldn't like they had giant loaves. They couldn't, and those loaves get dry. If it wasn't all eaten up by a certain amount of time, it would dry up and then it's useless. It's like hard as a rock. I don't know if any of you have ever had actual loafed bread, but that shit dries up and it's hard. You can kill someone with those things. Honestly, you can kill someone with that. So I think that sliced bread, one, it doesn't dry it out as much. So kudos to whoever did that. Kudos to that. And second, mass production. You know how long it takes to make a loaf of bread? It's baked. It's baked. It's too, it takes a long ass time to do that shit. And I think sliced bread, boom, here you go. Here you go, make your sandwich. Boom, bada bing, you got your stuff, right? And the rate that it's produced is insurmountable. So let me put it, and if you're still not convinced why sliced bread may be the best invention in human history, let me tell you this: if you bought stocks for sliced bread back then, how rich do you think you would be? I can't even imagine how rich some people's families are just because they were like, you know what, sliced bread? This company selling sliced bread. Oh, Wonder Bread, what's that? Shit. Well, I'm gonna buy stocks in them. It's only like a couple dollars. You know how much that money that is now? Do you think sliced bread is ever going away? The stock for sliced bread is ever going away? Listen, iPhones are gonna run out, right? There's gonna be a better phone. Technology, it's gonna keep going, right? But some of these companies like Apple, they're not gonna last forever. You know what is gonna last forever? Goddamn bread, sliced bread. Who the hell doesn't eat bread? Who doesn't eat bread? Even vegans eat bread. And sliced bread has had such an effect on us as people. It was even banned in the US at one point. It was banned for a couple months. I'm not shitting you. 1943. To save money. For the US government to save money, they had sliced bread. They put a ban on sliced bread. I'm not shitting you. They were like, listen, all these sliced bread, they either have to have heavier packaging. If they dry out, listen, man, we need to slow down on this bread production because we need money for bullets and we need money for guns and shit. I'm not kidding you. It was that sliced bread was that popular. And then the Office of Price Administration, they put a 10% increase in the price for flour so people couldn't make as much bread. You think that's ridiculous? It is. I think that this ban only lasted about like a couple months. And the guy who initiated it, quote, said verbatim, "Our experience with the order, however, led us to believe that the savings are not as much as we expected. And the War Production Board tells us that sufficient wax paper to wrap sliced bread for 4 months is in the hands of paper processor and the baking industry." Saying, well, wow, I guess we don't have power over goddamn bread. That's such big news to me. And you'll be surprised that around the world, bread is huge. Bread is different in different countries. I don't understand. Like in Ireland, in Ireland, they have like specific weights, like 800, 400 grams of loaf wrapped in wax. Like they serve it in different ways, and it's so much crazy. And I just think that bread is an amazing invention. So that ends today's video. I hope everybody enjoyed. I hope everybody enjoyed this at least a little bit. I loved making it. My videos will get better, I promise. And I will see all of you next time. See you later.